My name is Harper Quinn, and I'm a woman who believed friendship was sacred. That belief died in Asheville, North Carolina, when I arrived for my best friend Sadie's wedding and found my world dismantled. I'd driven 2,000 miles from Denver, my pickup loaded with gifts and a handmade quilt for her big day. Instead, I found her downtown loft empty, a single text from her waiting on my phone. "You'll get over it. I'm starting fresh." My bank account holding $22,000 I'd saved for a down payment on a house was zeroed out. My credit cards? Maxed. Sadie, my confidant since high school, had stolen my identity and vanished. The loft smelled of her lavender perfume, a cruel reminder of our decade-long friendship. We'd grown up in Colorado Springs, sharing secrets over campfire s'mores, planning our futures. I was the planner, the one who worked overtime as a graphic designer to build a stable life. Sadie was the dreamer, always chasing the next big thing. When she moved to Asheville for an art scene vibe, I supported her, sending cash when her gigs fell through. She'd promised to repay me, and I trusted her. Now, standing in her empty loft, I realized trust was my mistake. I called her number, disconnected. Her socials were deactivated. The wedding venue, a chic barn outside town, had no record of her booking. Her landlord said she'd skipped out on rent, leaving a forwarding address in Savannah, Georgia. My hands shook as I checked my bank app. Transactions I hadn't made, $5,000 to a jewelry store, $8,000 to a car dealership, stretched back months. She'd used my identity to fund her escape, leaving me with $47 in my checking account and a credit score in ruins. I didn't cry. I got to work. At a coffee shop on Biltmore Avenue, I contacted my bank, freezing what little remained. They confirmed Sadie had accessed my accounts using my social security number, likely from forms I'd shared when we co-signed a lease years ago. I called my brother, Liam, a cop in Denver. "She's a thief, Harper," he said. "File a report, but don't expect her to make this easy." I filed, but the police warned identity theft cases rarely led to arrests. That wasn't enough. Sadie thought she could bury me. I'd bury her first. I drove to Savannah, fueled by rage and black coffee. Her forwarding address led to a trendy apartment complex near Forsyth Park. X posts under a new handle. Sadie's sun art showed her posing with a shiny BMW and a guy named Trent, captioned, "Living My Truth." Trent's profile linked to his art gallery, Coastal Creations. I recognized his face from a photo Sadie sent months ago, her fiancé. The wedding was a lie, a cover to keep me distracted while she drained me dry. Revenge required precision. I rented a cheap motel room and dug deeper. Sadie's new gallery job came with a website listing her as a curator. I posed as a client, emailing about a non-existent art purchase. She replied, eager, revealing her schedule. I visited the gallery, blending in with tourists, and overheard her bragging about a big investor deal. My money, I realized, was funding her new life. I also found my stolen portfolio, designs I'd created for clients, on her website, rebranded as hers. I consulted a lawyer, Nora, who specialized in intellectual property and fraud. She built a case, identity theft, fraud, and copyright infringement. Meanwhile, I contacted Sadie's investors anonymously, sending evidence of her theft, bank records, my original designs, screenshots of her lies. One investor, a wealthy restaurateur, pulled his funding, tanking her gallery deal. I tipped off the Savannah PD about her BMW, purchased with my stolen funds. They impounded it for investigation. For the final blow, I used her own game. Sadie loved attention, so I gave her an audience. I created a blog, Stolen Canvas, detailing her theft with redacted evidence, shared widely on X and local art forums. The post went viral in Savannah's tight-knit art scene. Galleries dropped her, Trent ghosted, her new persona collapsed as clients demanded refunds. Nora's lawsuit hit, forcing Sadie to repay $25,000 and face criminal charges. I recovered my designs and sold them freelance, rebuilding my savings. 6 months later, I launched a nonprofit, Creative Shield, to help artists protect their work from theft. A Denver Post feature amplified our mission, attracting donors. Sadie's calls started, 33 voicemails begging forgiveness, claiming she was desperate. I didn't respond. She'd built a life on my ruins. I built one stronger without her. Walking away from her pleas, I felt not just free, but unstoppable.